Hi guys, welcome to another beer review. We're going over to Denmark to the Bryggeriet Vestfyen. Probably completely butchered that name. And this is the Willemoes 55 North Red Lager. So, got a piece of paper crudely sellotaped to the little tray that you're standing on. So I'm going to quickly read to you about this beer, but you can read it for yourself on the actual website. So the latitude 55 degree north The latitude 55 degree north constituted a pivotal point throughout the life of Danish naval hero Peter Willemoes. In the wake of his actions during the Battle of Copenhagen in 1801, Willemoes became a national hero during a battle against the English in 1808. However, he took a direct hit by a cannonball and subsequently died. As proudly and honourably as Willemoes fought for his cause, so do we brew our 55 degree north series, each with their own unique and flavour. I've written this down absolutely terribly. 55 degrees north is available in two taste varieties, Saison and Red Lager, both in 75 centilitre bottles with cork plug. So this is the Red Lager, clocking in at 5.7% in an absolutely gorgeous in an absolutely gorgeous cork and cage crown, I should say. Off to a fantastic start. So yeah, it certainly looks the part. About to join a hangout soon, so this is going to keep me occupied for a little while, hopefully. And yeah, let's see if I can get this off quickly and without destroying anything. Although I've had pretty good luck with cork and cage beers in the past. Oh yeah, it came off pretty damn easily actually. Nice amounts of smoke there, not too much. Picked this beer up from Bier Deluxe. Go check them out if you haven't done so already. Highly recommended if you've got family in Germany and you're visiting them and you want beers to be there, or if you've got a gift for a beer lover who happens to live in Germany, if you want to, send me some free beer. But I jest, of course. Yeah, great website, great range, great prices, and yeah, I had a pretty damn good experience. And when I have a good experience with a brewery, a shop, a site, a person, I like to promote them, and a big thank you to Graham over at Hapless Ginger Brew, whose contest I won, and which allowed me to make an order. But anyway, I'm waffling on already. Really in the mood for this right now. Let's see what we get. So, you guys know by now, I do enjoy a good lager. I'm an advocate for a good lager in this day and age when there's beer snobs all over the place. I think a good lager is, just as good as the hoppiest or most in trend craft beer at the time. So, beer in the glass, and that to me, it's more of like an acorn looking beer. It's got this slight murkiness to it. There are red hues in there, but it is more of like a brown nuttiness. You can't see through it at all. And I don't think that's down to chill haze, but nice gentle carbonation, and that head is absolutely lovely as well. A nice off-white foamy head, about one finger's worth. So yeah, it definitely looks inviting. Beer's got to be terrible if it doesn't look inviting. I always say that. I always say a beer looks good. I've never really said this beer looks absolutely awful. What constitutes an awful looking beer? I don't know. Anyway, let's get on with the aroma and watch me really amateurishly twizzle my glass. Well, I'm definitely getting these like sweet, cakey vibes from it. Almost reminds me of like a Dunkel or a Bock beer. But that fruitiness, there is a fruitiness there, like a slightly tart apple-esque fruitiness. Bruised pear, that sort of thing. Not really vibrant and in your face, but not too dark like a blackberry or a prune or something like that. Definitely get a hint of molasses in there. A little bit of caramel. Slight chocolate fudge brownie, ginger cake. You do get a lovely spiced ginger aroma coming from this. A little bit of nutmeg. Yeah, it's got quite desserty aspects to it, but you do get a nice, fairly standard malt build in there as well. Yeah, it smells rich. It really, really does. Let's see what it tastes like. Cheers. Ooh. Definitely get that sort of like apple-like flavour in there. First and foremost, I get that like slightly prickly sensation that you get from a dried ginger almost, or maybe a cinnamon when it's, you know, it stays on your palate. That sort of sensation. It's crisp, but it's got a slight girth to it. Like you've got a nice gentle toffee and you've added a little bit of milk in it to like tone it down a bit. Those cakey spices are coming through, like that ginger, getting a bit of nutmeg in there as well. Cinnamon. Definitely get the cinnamon in there. Well, I am anyway. But yeah, there's just this little aftertaste. That milky, that slight milkiness. I can't really put my finger on it, but I don't know if I really like it or if I find it a tad unsettling. Yeah, that's, it's not odd or anything like that. It's just not what I was expecting with this beer. Definitely get malty characters, but again, more like Cara malts, for me personally anyway. It's all subjective. Everyone's palate is completely different, as we all know. But yeah, it's got this like spicy bitterness right now on the back end. Yeah, that's surprisingly complex for what it is. Almost a very, very subtle bourbon flavour in there. Yeah, it's one of those ones where you take a different sip and it tastes different. It's going to be interesting to see how this beer develops throughout the night, but it is really, really nice and drinkable. Let's have one more taste and I'll give it a rating. I can't shake that Dunkel cum Bock characteristic in there, which I do like a Dunkel and I do like a Bock beer, and they are essentially, you know, lagers. So maybe this could be like a Danish Bock or a Danish Dunkel beer, but it is desserty, and it's one of those beers where I'm going to happily finish off the bottle, but I think I'm going to take my time with it because it is slightly sickly. But all in all, really not a bad beer. And you know what? It's a perfect beer to give as a gift to a friend. Perfect beer to give as a gift to someone who's getting into craft beer. If you picked up, because they do a saison in this same size and in this same range. So if you add those two, get your friends around, you've got a nice little tasting session going on. Great for a bottle share, this sort of beer. Especially like in between some really hoppy beers or some really high ABV beers. I could see a lot of people not really liking this too much. Maybe a little bit too sweet for some. But for me, it's got just the right amount of sweetness to it. Excuse me. I'm going to give this one an 8 out of 10. It's a very solid brew indeed. Not too sure how big the Bryggeriet Vestfyen is. I'm not sure if they're classed as a macro or if they are like a micro sort of outfit. Links will be down below as always. You can read a much better description of the beer and its roots. I like the fact that they're celebrating an historical figure with this one. And it's one of those ones that you could imagine back in the day. You know, you're on your ships, you're going to, you know, maybe the other side of Europe, or you might be going into Asia, Africa, and, you know, ready for war, ready to explore the world. And you could imagine, like, coming across bottles of this covered in dust in, you know, the base of a ship, It's got that sort of oldie worldy feel to it, which I like. And yeah, it's talking out my arse there, aren't I? I wouldn't try it again anytime soon. If I would, it would be to drink it with a couple of other people, maybe. And I'd definitely be interested to try some of their other beers, and of course the saison that they do in this sort of style. So if you've tried this beer or any of the other beers from this brewery, as always, let me know your thoughts and opinions down below. Give me any suggestions. What's some of your favourite Denmark-based brewers, craft, macro, mainstream, independent? I don't care, just give me suggestions down below. And yeah, what's some of your favourite red lagers? I always love to hear of people's favourite styles of beer that I've been covering and that sort of stuff. Check out the brewery's website, check out Bier Deluxe, follow me on all the usual social media outlets if you feel like it, and of course, more importantly, I hope you will join me next time for another beer review. So if that is the case, I shall hopefully see thee later.